Good afternoon, I'm Jack Cochrane with your latest Staffs Live news. The headlines at 3. King's Hall will be home to a careers fair next week where 60 companies will be advertising 3,000 job opportunities. Highways England has announced that the A500 is set to undergo a multi-million-pound regeneration project to improve safety and traffic flow on the roads. And with the deadline for Brexit just 4 weeks away, our Brexit correspondent Joe Williams will be in the studio explaining more. In sport, as Port Vale continues this season, our reporters Andrew Gay and Connor Shaw look into the drastic turnaround in the club's fortune. 3,000 job vacancies will be on offer at a careers fair next week. Stoke's Deputy Council Leader Abby Brown and local businesses are behind the day that encourages young people and the unemployed to attend.
Hundreds of people are being urged to attend a careers fair next week in Stoke King's Hall. Over 60 companies will be showcasing what they have to offer to Stoke's young people and the unemployed.
I think it's really exciting, a great opportunity to bring together some of the brightest and best employers within Stoke-on-Trent and the wider North Staffordshire region to offer the opportunities that they've got for people who are after a job or looking for a change of career, along with loads of really great sessions to improve skills and also support businesses who are perhaps re-entering the recruitment market at the moment on the latest trends and issues they might come across.
I spoke to Lauren Craig, who was employed after attending the careers fair a few years ago.
From going down the negative path, it really, doing New Futures allowed me to create a new future for myself.
Interactive sessions will also be available from companies such as Portmeirion, Alston Towers, Staffordshire University and the National Apprenticeship Service.
We try a lot to get involved with local communities, schools and these kind of events. I think it's important for our business to attract locally, to keep the skills local.
There will be a further 4,500 jobs which are accessible through linked career paths at the event.
Historically, Stoke has been a place where there's been limited opportunities because of the decline of the pot banks, but there's lots and lots of new job opportunities out there with all sorts of innovative technologies, and I would say to everybody, just come and have a look and see what there is and what's out there for you.
The event is scheduled for next Thursday 10 till 6 p.m. at Stoke King's Hall. Sophie Wheeler, Staffs Live.
Highways England have announced plans for a £17.5 million redevelopment on the A500. Our reporter Kyle Black has more.
The A500 is one of the busiest roads in the Stoke-on-Trent area, helping connect the city to the M6 as well as other surrounding towns in the region. However, over the next 18 months, Highways England are planning on spending £17.5 million on increasing the infrastructure of the roads. Within this spending includes plans to widen it with an extra lane and decrease the speed limit to 50 miles per hour. This is an attempt to help increase traffic flow and increase safety on the stretch of road. Kyle Black, Staffs Live.
Brexit is officially 1 month away today, with the UK set to leave the European Union on the 29th of March. We have our Brexit correspondent in the studio with us now. So Joe, how can you sum up what Brexit has been managed over the last few years?
Well, Jack, it certainly hasn't been an easy ride in Westminster since we voted in June of 2016. Brexit itself is just a simple play on words, meaning Brexit, leaving the European Union, but it hasn't been anything but simple. There's been a catalogue of problems for Theresa May since this point, and now there's talks of delays from both sides of both Leavers and Remainers, and now they're not happy about the situation. I've spoke to the British public today.
I voted to remain.
You voted to remain, and what were the reasons behind your vote?
Because it will be an unmitigated disaster to leave.
The MPs on both sides have let the public down.
If you leave, there will be more jobs available, there will be less immigration, and I feel that, because I am an immigrant, I moved in 2011, and I feel as though when I moved in there was already enough people, and now you see there's less jobs because more and more people are coming in.
If we do leave, May's deal is probably as good as we will get, and that's not good.
So Joe, what specific examples can you think about for the reasons for a delay?
Well, there has been numerous proposals by the Prime Minister who's come back from Brussels, for example, and these have been subconsciously just been denied, essentially, by Parliament. And one of the big factors for the reasons behind this is the Irish backstop. It's one of those things that not everyone thought it would be a problem, but it has been, and I've been talking to some of the younger members of the Irish population, and it's interesting to see that they haven't been fully on board with what it all means, almost labelling it as a sense of political jargon. And I think that underlying miscommunication between the government and the people in the whole grand scale of things with Brexit has been a massive problem. And I think at this point in time, not everyone would believe that we're in a no-deal scenario only a month away. And I think that is a big issue if we don't have a deal come March 29th.
And so what are the problems looking ahead for the country?
I mean, the script definitely doesn't end here. There's going to be a big period of transition, and certain members under her constituency, in terms of Theresa May, feel like this isn't necessarily a massive issue at the end of the day. I mean, I spoke to Stoke-on-Trent South MP Jack Brereton a couple of weeks back, and he believes it's not going to be as catastrophic as many people would believe, but I think that's going to be a big pill to swallow for a lot of people, and it's going to take a lot of convincing.
So that is the situation that was 1 month ago. Eating Disorder Awareness Week is coming to an end on Sunday. It is dedicated to informing the public about symptoms and where to seek help. Gary Sutton reports.
Food. It's not something that most of us think in a negative light. It tastes good and it gives us energy, but for some the thought of food is daunting and can cause intense anxiety. Eating disorders are serious conditions and can often be fatal. In the UK, over 1 million people suffer with an eating disorder, with the most common being anorexia, bulimia and binge eating. And it's thought up to 20% of those sufferers are male, and the most common ages are 14 to 25-year-olds. Symptoms can include restricting the amount of food you eat, losing a stone or more in weight in a month, binge eating, throwing up after eating, and having intense worry over weight gain and not being thin enough.
I spoke to Steph Karen Cross, the Vice President of the Students' Union at Staffordshire University.
Eating disorders are an awful thing for anybody at any age, not necessarily just students. But the university here at Staffs are great. We offer loads of different services, both at the university and the union, and also locally as well in Stoke-on-Trent. So you can book a wellbeing appointment. And we've got the Student Advice Centre here, and we'll be able to refer you to any other local charities, so like BEAT, who are a charity that offers support and information on eating disorders. Our advice team can also help you with like extenuating circumstances and stuff like that if you need any information, if you've got any issues with your academic studies because of it.
If you recognise any of these symptoms, visit your GP and seek help. Gabby Sutton, Staffs Live.
There's a £50,000 road safety grant up for grabs for Stoke-on-Trent and Staffordshire organisations. The Staffordshire Safer Roads Partnership launched the road safety scheme in 2017 to improve community road safety with £200,000 worth of grants. Over 60 projects in Staffordshire have benefited so far, and applications for the final £50,000 are now open. Sheffield band Babybird hit chart success in the 1990s. Since then, guitarist Luke Scott has become head of film, media and journalism at Staffordshire University. Our reporter Adam Beach has been speaking to him.
Babybird reached number 3 in the UK charts in 1996 with their second single, You're Gorgeous. I spoke with guitarist Luke Scott about music success and the transition into education.
I think it kind of took us by surprise, really, and well, it's good and bad, really, isn't it? Because while it's good to be successful, all of a sudden your fan base changes, and you've got to deal with that, and your old fans tend to think that you're not the same band as you were.
Do you have any regrets or things you wish you did differently from the past?
I used to think I would do, but I think now if you take away one thing, it impacts, it's that butterfly effect that impacts on where you are now. No, not really. I don't think I do have any real regrets. I kind of got to do everything I wanted to do and more. So I think it was a natural progression to get into trying to share that experience and trying to give younger musicians and creative people a better steer on the industry. I think that's what I enjoy doing now.
After disbanding several times, Babybird reformed in 2017. Luke currently tours with the band while working at the university. Adam Beach, Staffs Live.
That's all for news. Over to Josh now for all your sport.
Thanks, Jack. Breaking news just now, and Port Vale have rejected 2 bids to buy the club from Burslem-based business couple Carol and Kevin Shanahan. We know that one offer was nearly £4 million and the other nearly £4.5 million. On the field, Vale travelled to Notts County on Saturday in the bottom of the table clash in League Two. Connor Shaw reports.
Defeats against Cambridge United, Morecambe, promotion-chasing Tranmere Rovers and Cheltenham Town last weekend. It's not been an easy start to life as Port Vale manager for John Askey. The former Macclesfield boss replaced Neil Aspin, who was sacked after a poor start to the campaign. 3 points off the relegation zone, and Vale face fellow strugglers Notts County on Saturday.
We've got to just show more energy, and we've got players who have played at a higher level, so hopefully they're not aware of what we can do, and we take full advantage. But no, it's just about on Saturday. It's another cup final, and I know if we can perform, then there's no reason we can't go there and get a result.
Progressing through the academy ranks at Vale Park, Nathan Smith has seen it all. With protests against owner Norman Smurthwaite hitting the headlines, Smith has said off-the-field issues don't affect the team on the pitch.
No, I think as players we're all professional, and leave that off the pitch to the fans and whoever it may concern. But when the whistle goes and we step over that white line, nothing matters to us other than working hard and perhaps getting 3 points and pushing us up the table.
A win tomorrow will definitely be a relief for Askey. Connor Shaw, Staffs Live.
Well, 40 years ago, Port Vale were flying high in Division 1. Now they're on the brink of relegation to non-league. Andrew Gate and Connor Shaw have more.
In 1979, former Port Vale manager John Rudge masterminded 3 promotions, 3 trips to Wembley and a string of FA Cup giant killings as the Valiants catapulted themselves to what is now known as the Championship. However, 40 years later, the club are in a desperate struggle to avoid relegation to non-league, with the club only 1 place outside the relegation zone.
So, where did it all go wrong for Vale? When John Rudge took over, the Valiants were in the Football League's basement division, but his heroics guided Vale to the highest league position since 1931, 8th in Division 1. Although, despite his good work, he was controversially sacked in January 1999, and the club were relegated the following season.
Vale's decline didn't end there, and the club's managerial merry-go-round started after Brian Horton left the club in 2004, and both Martin Foyle and Lee Siddons couldn't prevent relegation to League 2.
Dean Glover and Mickey Adams also faced the same fate, whereas Jim Gannon only lasted 74 days in charge before Adams was remarkably brought back in as manager as the boardroom chaos continued. Tom Pope's 33 goals in the 2012-13 season gave Vale fans a rare glimpse of success, but it didn't last for long. More managerial departures eventually led to another relegation in 2016, and Vale have been festering at the wrong end of League 2 ever since.
Now fans' protests are piling the pressure on the club, and if Vale's form doesn't pick up, they're in serious danger of losing their Football League status for the first time since their inception in 1919.
League 2 side Macclesfield Town have faced recent trouble overpaying staff and players, adding to the club's issues. Jacob Leakes has more.
BBC Radio Manchester are reporting that some of the League 2 club's players have been paid less than 50% of their February wages, with others yet to be paid at all. A Macclesfield spokesman did comment on the reports, saying the club are aware of the issues, which were beyond their control, and that they are aiming to rectify most of the payment problems over the weekend. Members of the Silkman squad blasted the club on social media. Winger Elliot Terrell simply tweeted shambles, while goalkeeper Reece Taylor said forgot it was Comedy Club time of the month. This is not the first time the club have found themselves in financial trouble, with this the third time in just over a year that they have had problems paying players. The club blame technical issues for last month's problems and are heavily reliant on majority shareholder Amar Al-Qadi. Under Sol Campbell, the Silkmen have clawed back to be within 3 points of safety in League 2, with the former Arsenal defender making 11 signings since his appointment and winning 5 games. Jacob Leakes, Staffs Live.
The cloud will clear late this afternoon as we head on into the evening. However, this will not last. Thickening clouds will return and spells of rain may occur overnight. Looking ahead to the weekend, Saturday will be bright and sunny with highs of 11 degrees, and Sunday is set to be wet and windy. Unfortunately, we were not able to bring you the package on Stoke-on-Trent's bare knuckle boxing tonight. However, you can find more at staffslive.co.uk. So follow us on Twitter at staffslive. Look at us on Facebook at staffslive. That's all for now. Make sure to check out Staffs Live. Goodbye.